Good morning. Thank you for being with us on THV 11, streaming on THV 11 Plus app. I'm Karen Fuller.
I am Hayden Balgavy. Meteorologist Tracy Bean back with us. Much different 24 hours than we saw yesterday. And of course, Ashley King is here to break down traffic. And I hope it is much easier than you had to deal with yesterday as well.
Yeah, today is much easier. Thank goodness.
So we had a lot of accidents, just one after another yesterday. But with the wet roads, that's usually what we see. So we brace ourselves when we know it's going to rain.
Right. You know, and you hate to complain about it because we needed the rain. We needed it so badly. But, you know, it had to come during rush hour, didn't it? But today is much quieter. Today is going to be a bit of a chill day out there. And we are going to see temperatures start to get a little warmer, but not going to be too terribly hot out there. We are looking at just a few showers down south, and they're all pushing out. So nothing really to impact things this morning, which is good news. May see a few over there and to the eastern portion of the state. But again, very, very light, if anything. But we're seeing some patchy fog out there this morning. Pine Bluff down to about 4 miles, Searcy at 1. And we're seeing a lot of this where we saw some of the heavier showers. So keep that in mind if you're heading in. I even had a little bit coming in this morning myself. Just had to slow down just a little bit. It is 74 in the capital city. We're seeing those mainly 70s, a few 60s here and there. But overall, that high today right around 96. And our heat index will be right around 103.
And before I got here, we had an accident on Galloway that is now clear. So Interstate 40 actually at Galloway, exit 161. This is the area that we're looking at right now. And as you can see, Interstate 40, no issues. Things are rolling okay on the roads. And looking at our live traffic map, we still have that icon there. But as we could see from that traffic camera, there's nothing going on, so that icon just hasn't cleared yet. But yeah, that's what's happening right now. It is still very early, 6:02. I'm sure we'll see it really start to pick up here in the next hour or so, and we'll keep you updated.
Ashley, thank you. Now in a THV 11 update this morning, Arkansas State Police Colonel Mike Hagar will not go before the Arkansas Legislative Black Caucus today as originally planned. The caucus wants to question him about a controversial traffic stop involving a state trooper and a young woman. The news comes as a lawsuit moves forward over the arrest of 18-year-old Alyssa Hackett. Dashcam video shows Trooper Moises Arellano taking Tackett to the ground, then punching her. Hagar has already put off a public meeting with lawmakers for 2 weeks. Now he says the lawsuit prevents him from giving testimony. In a statement, though, Hagar says he's willing to meet privately with the caucus to address safety concerns, but it says he cannot openly discuss the case while the litigation is pending. Hackett is represented by civil rights attorney Ben Crump and accuses Arellano of battery, violating her rights, and abuse of power process.
A Little Rock police officer is under investigation this morning after body cam video showed him holding a gun to a man's head during an arrest. Now the man's family, community members, and the NAACP are demanding the officer be removed from the force and decertified. 23-year-old Gregory Williams was arrested August 9th at this Valero on South University. Officer Thomas Shook has since been relieved of all police duties. The body cam video recently became public, prompting Monday's community gathering at the gas station. Williams' family says he stopped there to buy some hot food when police were called. The family and community members say a store clerk reportedly told police that Williams threatened to shoot him. Activist King Supreme is now calling for immediate action against the officer.
This guy put a gun to this man's head about some food, homie. So what are you gonna do? We need him gone.
The family is now demanding answers about what led to the arrest and whether the force used was justified. Little Rock police say Officer Shook remains off duty as the arrest and use of force incident are investigated. Community members are also calling for a boycott of the business. Arkansas is using AI-powered cameras to catch drivers speeding or using handheld phones in interstate work zones. And RDOT says the technology is already changing driver behavior. The cameras are now operating in work zones in Cabot and on I-49 in Fayetteville. Arkansas Highway Police can monitor violations in real time and pull drivers over at the end of the zone. RDOT says officers have issued more than 1,000 warnings and hundreds of citations this year. In Cabot, the agency has seen excessive speeding drop 80%, while also seeing a decline in handheld phone use.
Can only monitor the handheld device usage since January when we started using the cameras. So those numbers are a little bit harder to track, but the speeding has come down significantly in the time since we've used those cameras. And we expect to see similar results with the cell phone cameras as well.
RDOT says speeding and cell phone use are two of the biggest factors in work zone crashes. The goal is to protect drivers and construction crews, especially after 7 workers were killed here in the state of Arkansas in those work zones last year. Beef prices are high, and President Trump has a new plan to try and bring them down. The cattle producers, including here in Arkansas, have concerns. Bo Russell explains what the plan could mean for consumers and producers.
Arkansas is home to thousands of cattle farms like the one behind me. And as President Trump says that more foreign beef will be coming into the country, there are questions about what that might mean for cattle farmers here at home.
Right now, there's a historically low number of cattle in the U.S.
Beef prices in the United States are so high right now because in the United States we have a cattle herd that is as small as it's been since the 1950s.
That small herd, combined with strong demand, has helped push beef prices to historic highs. President Trump says his plan could provide some relief. For the next 90 days, the U.S. will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product used for ground beef to be imported without a tariff. The president says there's a commitment for that beef to be sold at 25% below current market prices.
If we were to hit a volume of that size, it would contribute to lowering ground beef prices.
But what could help the consumer could also put pressure on the producer.
When we import beef, we're obviously taking up space in the market. That could be U.S. ranchers' beef.
The Arkansas Farm Bureau says cattle are a major part of agriculture here, with Arkansas ranking 11th nationally in the number of beef calves, and producers are already dealing with drought and higher costs to raise their cattle.
When we don't get the rain to have forages that we need, then we have to bring in hay. It's just more expensive.
That's part of why Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton is asking the president to reconsider. Senator Cotton says, quote, imported beef below market prices will only put more pressure on our cattlemen. But just how much pressure this plan actually creates is still an open question.
I don't know where that's going to come from. I don't know which countries just have that ready to be sold in such a quick turnaround.
Bo Russell reporting this morning. The Arkansas Farm Bureau says it wants to see more affordable beef for American families, but it's disappointed the plan doesn't do more to support U.S. ranchers.
Meantime, the trade fight with Canada is getting worse as President Trump threatens our closest ally with new tariffs. The president announcing Monday the U.S. will impose 50% tariffs on Canadian cars, auto parts, and steel starting January 1st. This follows the collapse of trade talks Friday and new 50% tariffs on $20 billion of Canadian goods. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney is vowing to fight back with dollar-for-dollar tariffs starting next month. Now let's check it back in with meteorologist Tracy Bean and get your forecast before you head out the door.
I'm coming. Slow going.
Take your time.
We are looking at a much quieter start to your morning, thank goodness. That means the roads are a little bit better as well. We've got a few clouds and even some showers down south, but they are again far south and they seem to be pushing out pretty quickly. But plenty of sunshine today and that high right around 95, 96. I think our heat index is going to be right around 103. We can do that, right? No big deal. Now, as we're heading into your Wednesday, we do have potential for some severe weather. Marginal risk. It's low level, 1 out of 5, and winds are going to be that primary concern. So keep that in mind for your Wednesday. And that 3-day planner does keep a few scattered showers and storms in the forecast tomorrow. It's not going to be an all-day event for, again, this rain, but you want to keep your eye on the radar and keep maybe that umbrella handy. We'll see a little sunshine too. And then as we're heading into Thursday and Friday, that boundary that's coming through associated with that rain is going to keep temperatures right around those mid-90s.